Last year, our plant became part of a large production association in Novosibirsk that produces medical drugs. We got new orders, and we expanded production. To do this, it was necessary to buy equipment for automatic application of labels. Previously, the labeling procedure was done manually, which did not provide the necessary productivity and the necessary quality of gluing. I have worked at the factory for more than 20 years, 15 of them as chief engineer. I know all the production at the plant well. At a meeting on the development of production, I was given the task to find a labeling machine, which is used for labeling in automatic and semi-automatic mode in the packing and transportation area. The machine was needed for labeling a trial batch of a drug. The biopreparation produced by our company in bottles were of 100 milliliters glass. We were looking for modern equipment, which could be controlled through an LCD screen. The plan was to buy universal equipment for labeling bottles with self-adhesive labels. In order to be able to use other bottle sizes, the equipment had to glue at least 60 labels per minute. As an option, the semi-automatic version of the machine was also suitable for us. I have a lot of friends in the industry, and the first thing I did was to seek their advice in finding equipment for self-adhesive labels on bottles. I understood that the sphere of production of my colleagues is different from that of our company, that they could recommend me good manufacturers of equipment, which I could turn to for help in choosing a machine. My colleagues recommended 2 manufacturers in Germany. I looked them up on the internet and sent them an email asking them to match my requirements. 2 days later, I received an answer from one company saying that they had a labeling machine with the given specifications, but it was only suitable for penicillin bottles. Another company refused to work with us, as they don't work with CIS countries. Following the same advice of colleagues, I did not contact Chinese manufacturers directly. My acquaintances told me that equipment manufacturers from China often deliver incomplete equipment, citing inaccurate information about the required parameters of the machine. I could not take that risk, so I decided to choose a Russian-speaking middleman to help me find equipment for labeling bottles. I needed a professional who had been working for a long time in the field of supplying pharmaceutical equipment and had positive customer feedback. I started the search for a specialist on the internet. I chose 3 of the most presentable companies. As a criterion, I looked at the time the company has been on the equipment supply market, the company's website, the terms of delivery of the machine. I called to all the companies by phone in order to be sure of the manager's professionalism. A specialist from one company from Samara told me to wait for 5 minutes, but she never listened to me. I didn't like such attitude towards the customer. The manager of another company from Krasnoyarsk spoke to me in a polite manner, asked me questions about the necessary performance equipment and lead time. In 5 days, I received from them to my mailbox 10 variants of various labeling machines, and an offer to make a choice by myself. I realized that they had no professional approach, and would not help me in my decision to find equipment for labeling. The last, third option of a middleman from Moscow turned out to be good for me. The manager, a man, talked to me like a professional. He asked me specific questions about production capacity, the material of the bottles used, the control method. During the consultations, he chose a machine for attaching self-adhesive labels to glass bottles, which I was able to coordinate quickly with the plant management. The machine was acceptable in terms of features and price. We concluded a contract for the supply of equipment within a week. The manager reported within 2 weeks on the degree of readiness of the machine. He tested our machine on his bottle, specifying the size of our biopreparation containers in advance. Self-adhesive labels come from a roll of material. The machine includes a dater, which is used to put information about the release date and expiration date on the pharmaceutical packaging of goods. The project is sure to be successful if that advice was received from a professional.